Today, we are going to Black Apple Crossing. This is in downtown historic Springdale, Arkansas. Man, the whole area is getting a facelift, and these guys are a really big part of it. They're the first and only cidery in Arkansas. Man, I'm so excited about it. We're gonna make a cool pork taco to go with that cider, the Princess Peach. You guys, come on in, let's go.
This is a story about food, the farmers who grow it, the homegrown recipes, the traditions, the celebrations, the way we love it, the way we bring them all together. That's how we cook this.
Local broadcast of this program is made possible by viewers like you and by
Tankersley Foods, a family-owned independent food distributor in Arkansas and Oklahoma for over 70 years. We do whatever it takes for our customers. Online at tankersleyfoods.com.
Metro Appliances and more, proudly serving the community for over 40 years. Whether you're a builder, contractor, or homeowner, we have appliances to suit your needs and style. From double ovens to patio furniture, we make a house a home in every season.
Packaging Specialties Incorporated, offering a wide variety of packaging since 1975. Our vision is to provide solutions that are fiscally and environmentally responsible for all our customers' products. Online at packagingspecialties.com.
Farmers Insurance and Financial Services in historic downtown Rogers, Arkansas. We are farmers. Richter Solar Energy, with over 16 years of experience designing and installing solar electric systems.
So I'm Leo Orpin, and I'm the founder of Black Apple Crossing. We actually thought about a little over a decade ago that we were actually going to be one of the first production breweries, because we used to do that as a hobby back then. And then just, well, what is it, 5-6 years ago, they all started popping up out of anywhere. And so a lot of friends and family who were used to trying some of our stuff had some of our cider, and they're like, well, you know, you guys should take a shot at that. And so that's kind of how it started. And as we were going through all the filings and everything, that's when we found out we were going to be the first in the state, which was kind of a cool feeling.
Hey, what's going on?
How's it
Leo?
going? It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Welcome
man.
to Black Apple Crossing.
Hey, thanks, man. Glad to be here. Looking forward to hearing you guys' story. I've been looking forward to this for a long time, so let's go check it out.
Let's go do that.
You got it. Man, what a cool spot with the open rafters, the brick wall, man. And I'm noticing this is some beautiful wood on the walls. What is this going on here?
Man,
at the wall?
this is a lot of work, is what this is.
Absolutely.
Like it took us about a year to kind of get all this looking the way it was. This building's from 1935. It was most famous for George's Chicken's first office and hatchery.
Absolutely.
Very, very cool. A lot of rich history, and
Yes.
we tore all this down, and this is some of the original cedar paneling.
Okay.
We exposed the brick. We thought it was a good look, and it saved me from having to do any sort of interior decorating, because that's not really my forte.
Yeah, it's a beautiful spot. So what got you started making cider? Yeah, first cider plant, and is it a plant? Is it a brewery? What do we call it?
So it's cidery.
Cidery,
And this is,
okay.
I'm so happy you asked me that, because
Okay.
education's a huge part of our marketing strategy.
Absolutely.
Because we're about 8-10 years ago where craft beer was, when the
Okay.
craft beer scene blew up, and everybody was calling it weird beer, and it's dark, and it's not Bud Light, it's not Miller Lite. What is it?
Yeah. Nowadays, it's the norm.
It's everywhere,
Yes,
right? You
absolutely.
can't go to a bar or restaurant without there being some sort of craft beer.
Absolutely.
So cider's the same way, but instead of beer being their Miller Lite or Bud Light, now you have your Angry Orchard, your Woodchuck. Like, that's what people think of when they think of cider, but there is a traditional cider, there is a craft cider,
Okay.
and that's kind of what we make. And so we are a cidery.
So I want to talk about the juice first. Where does it all come from? All the juice that you guys use for the apples?
Sure, we get apples from all over the place, because they're not very easy to come by. We're especially the closer and closer you get to the state.
Right.
So what we do is we will team up with different orchards from all over the country, and the ones that we're working with right now, we have one in southern Missouri that takes care of our Ozark, and they broker apples from Arkansas orchards.
Okay.
So all of them are grown in the Ozarks. Then we also have a orchard in Michigan and an orchard in Washington.
Okay.
And yeah, they basically crush the apples there for us at their press. They send it back to us as unfiltered, unpasteurized juice, and we inoculate it immediately, which science for we start the fermentation process
Absolutely.
to make it into cider.
So it's funny. It sounds to me like you're making wine.
It's similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a brewery, but it's cool.
Yeah.
So the aspect of the apples from Michigan and from Washington give you an opportunity to have some specialty stuff when it's not Ozark.
Absolutely.
Juice, correct?
Absolutely, and it gives us different blends, different flavor varieties, because there's certain apples that grow really, really well in those regions that don't necessarily grow well near us, and so it gives our customers that experience that they wouldn't have got just by sticking to local apples.
And so being an old George's plant here, was it like an office building? Or?
Office and hatchery, yeah.
Office
So I'll show you a little later. We have a little room that's just paneled from the top to the sides, really fancy room. I'm not actually using it for anything, but that was the original office. And the hatchery is what we're using for our cellar now. And I'll show you that later. It's completely underground. That's where we do all our active fermentation.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So how many guys do you have working on, I mean, do you have a master ciderer?
So it's great. We don't have a lot of benchmarking. They just call them cider makers, but those aren't, that's not very, doesn't have much pizzazz to it. We call it a cider decider.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
yeah, right?
That's
right?
cool.
Well, you know, so we're the first cidery in the state of Arkansas, the first and only one right now in the state of Arkansas. So we kind of, as we're pioneering this in the state, we pioneer some of our own terms too.
Okay.
So there's myself, and I have two other partners that run this. The other two are the microbiologists that make the cider.
Okay.
I keep telling people that if I made the cider, you'd never be back. That's not my forte. I'm the business side, right?
Okay.
I'm the face.
That's very good. The face
So
is good.
that's it.
It's all got to have a face, man. Very cool.
So yeah, we're basically, I have one full-time employee right now. He's our production manager. His name's Sean Johnson. And the rest of them are part-time taproom employees.
And so we're in the bar area. Is this where all the things go on? I see on the walls you guys have Game of Thrones going on, all kinds of...
We do a bunch of different promotions, just like you would see in different bars and whatnot, to get people to come out to the tap room, because while we are pioneering something new to the state as being the first cidery, we're also in a really cool downtown revitalization right now in downtown Springdale, which 2 years ago when we bought this building, this was a very empty, deserted downtown.
Yeah, not many people coming down
No, I'm pretty sure I saw my first tumbleweed down here. And now there's also, it really is.
It's really booming. You have to deal with a little bit of construction, but it's just a part of progress.
Yes.
And so it's nice to see you getting to be a part of it, and you'll have a good storefront out there eventually, won't you?
Yes. So currently we do allow people to come in through the corridor up front, but yeah, we are going to be expanding the tap room up towards the front. We'll have additional seating, another bar, stage. There's going to be all sorts of cool stuff that's going to be happening in the near future.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can you show me around then?
Absolutely.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah, let's go.
Awesome. Go ahead. Cool building, man.
Thanks,
I just
man.
in love with this place. Man, what a lot of cider in this basement, cellar, excuse me.
Oh yeah, this is a cellar, but there's a lot of cider too, man.
Yes.
We do a lot of our active fermentation down here. We're completely underground. This is actually where the original hatchery used to be for George's Chickens hatchery.
How much work went into this cellar part for the refurbishment of the building?
I still have nightmares about it. No, it was a lot. It took a lot. We redid the floors, the ceilings, to get that chicken smell out of here. Now it's got that nice smell of cider fermentation.
Very good.
Yeah.
So we come to the production room.
That's it.
This is the production room that we're in right here. Will you walk us through the process of the
absolutely.
cider making?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are partnering up with different orchards all over the country.
You said that Missouri, the Missouri guys take care of the Ozark stuff. Okay.
And we're in season right now. So whenever they press those apples for us, we'll use about 3 or 4 different apples to make a blend.
Okay.
That blend then comes in, sometimes they'll come into a tanker truck, but most of the time they'll come into kind of a food grade tote. We'll bring in through our dock door here, and you can kind of see some of these totes behind us here. Yeah. And then from there, we will go through the fermentation process, Once that's done, that's what the production area is here for, is to kind of take that, and I'll take you through that process.
So those apples start the process as soon as they hit the door.
Yes, absolutely.
That
yeah,
juice, that juice
Yeah,
starts the process as soon as it gets here.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And so then that's why we want to start that fermentation process. And then after that fermentation process is done and it's properly aged, then we're going to pump it up straight to our bride tank. And Stephen, this might look familiar to you if you've ever been to a brewery before, right?
Yes.
And theirs is the biggest difference is theirs is going to be more vertical. It's for space saving.
Yes.
We're not too concerned about space here.
Yeah, most of the ones I've been to, they're on a ladder pouring stuff down into it.
That's it.
And you've got a door on the side.
This is it. And so, and what's great about a bright tank, it doesn't matter if it's in a cidery or a brewery, all it is just a big mixing bowl, right? So that's where we bring the juice up.
Stainless steel bowl.
That's it. That's it. And we will force carbonate it, depending on what cider you're trying. We'll put in whatever ingredients we need to. We'll back sweeten here. And then from there, after a day or so of mixing, it goes over to this next piece of machinery here. It's a keg filler. And just like with beer, we will fill up slim keg, or also called a 6-barrel keg. We'll hold about 5 gallons, a little more than 5 gallons in each keg.
Okay. And so once you fill the kegs, it's off to a cold room. Do you keep it? Do you automatically get it chilled?
So we have a walk-in cooler that we'll keep for extra storage, but some of them usually will go immediately out to distribution to our, some of the different restaurants and places in Northwest Arkansas. We're in about 20 different accounts there, and then also we use it majority in the tap room.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
So pour me some cider, buddy.
Oh, absolutely. Let's try some
it.
samples.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you try just a little bit of each of these. We got really diverse flavors here. Got 6 different ones I'm gonna have you try. And we're gonna do, you ever done a wine sampling before?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we're gonna do
flight.
It's gonna be a flight, and it's gonna be very similar. We're gonna go from driest to sweetest on here. So I wanna start off with the very first one. This is gonna be our dry guy.
Dry guy.
Yeah, so it's true to its name. This is our extra dry champagne style cider. So this is the most traditional style cider you're gonna find in most areas outside the United States. They want something just crisp, clean, slight tartness from that apple blend.
Refreshing though. I mean, it gives you, it does a few jobs. Quenches your thirst and everything else. Really good.
Exactly.
Dry guy.
It's like when you're having sushi, right? You have that ginger before to cleanse the palate. That's my palate cleanser right there.
Very good.
We jump on over to the hopful.
Hopful.
This is our hoppy cider. We use 3 different types of hops in there. Willamette, Cascade, Citra. The Citra is what you're getting on the nose and the flavor, that big grapefruit flavor.
Absolutely.
It's very refreshing.
Very nice.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that we get that are gluten intolerant, and they fear when they hear hops because that's what's commonly used in beer.
Right.
But it's not the hops that give the gluten; it's the malt. And so this is still a gluten-free product.
Okay.
This is a fun one. This is the Blackjack. This one's our blackberry cider. We use all local blackberries, just 10 minutes down the road there. It's very well balanced.
Oh man. That's so fresh and so fruity. That's really good.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So this next one here is our El Cariño. El Cariño is a Spanish term for endearment, meaning honey or sweetie.
Yeah. My darling.
we used tart apple blend, and then we balanced it out with a little raw agave nectar. But that's what we were aiming with that one. It's just a nice, easy balance.
Man, that is really good.
Yeah.
I am okay. That's beautiful so far.
Enjoying it. All right. We're doing well. This next one's a little more experimental. This is Mr. T. It is our chai tea flavored cider.
Okay.
So you're going to get a lot of those familiar spices if you like chai tea. The clove's the most predominant on the nose to me, but you get it on the flavor too, right there on the palate.
Yeah, it tastes like fall.
Yeah,
tastes
absolutely.
Like, Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Very good.
And then last but not least, this one's flying out of the tap room. This is our Princess Peach. It's our peach cider. We use all local peaches. Also, not even 10 minutes down the road, and it took a ton of them to get that flavor and that aroma into there. But you can tell why it's so popular.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Thank you.
You guys are doing a great job.
I appreciate it, man.
So the flavors all give me a place to go. I got to make a dish. I'm going to pair a dish with this. The Princess Peach, that's the one I want to use because it spoke to me. So I want to take some with me to use for the dish. Can I do that?
You're in the right place.
Man, I had a great time today at Black Apple Cidery. Those guys are awesome, man. So having their really nice peach cider gave me a great idea. Pork, man, yeah, we talked about doing pork, but I'm gonna do a taco. There's a taqueria right across the street from Black Apple, so we're gonna do a cool little taco I think you guys will like. And the beginning of it is just starting off with some pork. I had a loin rack here, and all I did was just cut it up into strips. Made little chops out of it and cut it up into strips. And we're gonna add some love to it to give it a look, just a nice little easy marinade, okay? So we'll add about a tablespoon of olive oil right over the top. And all the rest of the seasonings go right in, right here, right now. So, salt. And listen, guys, make sure that you give your meat a good dusting, okay? Same thing with the pepper. All the ingredients, we're gonna just give it a good dusting. You'll need about a tablespoon of each. Okay? That way when we mix it up, it'll have all the ingredients mixed down the bottom. So, cumin, good old cumin. That's that flavor we look for. That'll give it that taco feel. That smells so good. Granulated garlic. And again, I'm just giving all of this a dusting, okay? So when I mix it up, it'll all have a good dusting of the seasonings. This is chili powder. Give it some red, some smokiness, okay? And that's it. Pop that guy open. And what I'm gonna do here is just add about a cup and a half of the cider right in with the meat, just like that. Once I get it in, we'll do this. Mix it up real good. It's apples, man, it's gonna be good. And we're gonna refrigerate this for at least half an hour. So we'll do a little bit of prep work. We'll take our red onion, and we wanna dice this guy. About half the onion. Cut this tomato in half. And then each half in half again. We're gonna take the seeds right out just by sliding our knife right under them in a good dice. Same as the onion. Out of the Cook with Brooks garden, we've got a beautiful little yellow, goldy tomato. We're gonna do the same thing we did to that Roma. A little bit of lime. We'll take jalapeno. Nice little bell pepper from McGaw Farm. Gotta have a little cilantro. We'll take one avocado. Take our radish. Just slice them up. Just to give our plate some color. So we're basically leaving our pico de gallo just kind of broken up into its original form. So our tacos are ready to be made. All we have to do now is get our protein all cooked off. And they've been sitting, marinating. Oh, we got our skillet going here. I'm gonna add them right in with all the liquid, every bit of it. Get it right into that hot pan. You notice that pan started going right away, so I had it good and warmed up. What we'll do now to add just a little bit of olive oil to that, just another tablespoon, right in, because we're gonna add in the rest of the salt that we had sitting on the table, just season it right back up after sitting in the apple cider, a little pepper, the rest of the cumin. We're only gonna add just another hair granulated garlic, and then another hair of the chili powder, just to re-season our meat like that. That is good, good. Get a good stir going on this. And it's pork, man. It will not take you long to get this cooked off and ready to go in your tacos. But it's gonna have some good flavor. Growler of apple cider will do a good job of breaking down the meat for you, start to break down the fibers and the protein, give your tacos a good tender flavor. And as they cook, if you need to, add just a little bit more of that cider as it cooks down. That way you got plenty of liquid in that pan. This will take just a few minutes. And if you want to, if you don't want to use the hard cider, you can use just apple cider from the grocery store. It will do the same job for you. Really, it'll break down the protein just like this will and give you some really good flavor. As we cook this down here, we're going to add just a hair of cilantro to it. Just enough to give it a nice little dusting. I want to lay out 3 tacos for myself. You know, this is a really common dish that goes on right at Black Apple, man. With a taqueria across the street, that's their food. So folks will grab some tacos, bring them back, and enjoy some cider. Really a common dish. And man, listen, you can make this dish at home for your family so simply. Okay? So what I want to do here is take a little bit of those peppers, just a few. I mean, you don't want to overdo it with the tacos. Just a few of those guys. A little bit of onion. We'll actually adding our pico as we go. Okay? And if you want to add cheese to it or sour cream or any of that stuff, you feel free. All recipes are subjective, especially Chef Brooks recipes. You interpret it however you want. Use some of those Goldie tomatoes right out of our garden. Then I'm going to hit each one of them with just a hair of lime juice. I mean, just a little bit. Just like that. You can get some jalapeno on yours, poblanos, whatever you want. Serrano peppers, whatever kind you have that are available. Just like that. And I'm going to reserve the avocados for the very end. Okay? Let me grab a plate. We'll transfer these guys right to here. Just like that. Because what we're going to do here, we're going to take our pork. We'll shut that guy off because our pork is done. What I'll do, move some of the pork right here to this board, just like this, so I can break it down just a little bit further with my knife, like so. You can leave it whole for your tacos. It's totally up to you, man. I want to break it down just a little bit more. Okay? Just like that. Look, street food gone crazy. Again, you have the option of doing whatever you like. If you want to put sour cream or some kind of a avocado spread, whatever you like, we'll add our creaminess right here by just putting an avocado on each one of these bad boys, just like that. Oh my goodness. We'll put a little bit of radish right on the plate, like that. So it looks cool. Add those right to your taco as you eat them. Beautiful. Pork tacos. Man, this is how we do it. This is Cook with Brooks style right here.
You can find all our recipes on our blog, cookwithbrooks.com.
Thank you so much, Leo, for giving us the tour of the cidery. Had a good time. Great to learn about the only cidery in Arkansas. Man, it takes a whole lot of apples to make one growler of cider. Just a cool experience. Man, What a great dish. I was so excited to make pork tacos for you. I think you're gonna like this recipe. You've got to try it at home. You guys join us again on Cook with Brooks.
Local broadcast of this program is made possible by viewers like you and by
Tankersley Foods, a family-owned independent food distributor in Arkansas and Oklahoma for over 70 years. We do whatever it takes for our customers. Online at tankersleyfoods.com.
Springdale Farmers Market, providing fresh local produce since 1997.
Farmers Insurance and Financial Services in historic downtown Rogers, Arkansas. We are farmers.
Technical support provided by Simple Machine, web design and marketing.
Richter Solar Energy, with over 16 years of experience designing and installing solar electric systems.
And by
Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and our blog, cookwithbrooks.com.
Kramer, how about a Kramer? Yeah, just like my regulars.
I wish, I'm gonna keep trying. I wanna get one of my science guys in front of a camera. Just for satire. Like, because they are so
we can laugh a
bad.
little?
Yeah, I mean, they are the wizards behind the curtain, right? And they're like, we don't want that.
That's funny.
Like, they'll always, hey, so somebody else called for an interview. I lied and said I was hourly help.
That's funny.